Hello everyone and welcome to another Flow State Tarot video. We're mixing it up this week and we're trying a Friday morning and Saturday morning vibe just to see how it goes. But fear not, I have not forgotten about you guys. We're getting into May now. We're in May. That's crazy that Aries season has just left us. But I was celebrating my birthday the whole month and I feel very blessed and loved by all the people around me. So thank you so much for being a part of my celebrations. We still do have copies of Creative Footnotes available if you're interested in our Art Process magazine that we started this year. They are on my website, and this isn't even a card. It's like the Joker information card. So maybe there's some information that you need to be looking at, like a manual or something like that, a guide card, or something that you wouldn't expect from things that you're doing in your life right now. But in the description, there's a link to my website, which has the magazines on it, also personal readings if you're interested in that. And of course, we post weekly on the Substack, which you can search up Creative Footnotes. So that's one of my side projects. Well, they're all my projects. I can't even call it a side project. But for this Friday morning, we're just going to pull from this deck that I just got gifted for my birthday. And then I'm also going to pull some Prism Oracle cards just for the vibes, just to see a little bit about how the vibes are right now for moving into this new month. And then we'll go a little bit more in depth later this week. I'm actually also going to go live on YouTube to go through every single sign for the month of May. And I'm probably going to end up doing that Monday because I'll have some time before I go back into work. So, and then of course I'll post the reading so you can watch it back. But the first card we have coming out is the Nine of Cups. So we're sitting here and we're thinking about all of the things that we've been doing, the energy that we've been putting in and where our energy is going and the progress on certain projects. So we're wondering, is what I'm doing worth the time? Am I seeing the kind of progress that I want in these things? And if not, how can I kind of reassess what I'm doing and how I'm going about the end goals for these projects? It's not a lack kind of feeling. It feels good, but it's also time for the more nitty gritty as far as honing in our energy expenditure. And if we really are thinking, okay, so this goal I'm really close to, but this one I'm still far away. And I think it would be beneficial for myself to focus more on this one thing for the next few weeks. Then I can see that start to move and then I can focus back on something else. It does take discernment when we're trying to reach goals because as much as we want to, that's funny what just came out as I'm speaking, but as much as we want to be everywhere all at once, that doesn't really work out for us generally. And just like I've mentioned before in videos, multitasking doesn't really, most people can't really multitask in the way that you would think. So it's very important to make sure that your energy is put in the right places. Then we also have Temperance that came out. So really just like think about what you're doing. Think about the decisions you're making and think about the long term about those decisions as well. Like, is this for the greater good of this project? Is this action I'm making right now serving me? If we look on maybe a smaller level, I've started paying attention to some of my health and what I consume again. And when I think my problem is sugar, it always will be, especially when I say that to myself, but I have a sweet tooth like crazy. And so sometimes when I'm on these health journeys, I get really overwhelmed because I'm like, oh, I really want this one thing. But I'm never going into these periods of my life saying to myself, I can never eat this again. Outside of my sobriety, that's different. But it's more like right now I'm trying to get to a certain place. And so I'm eating less of this thing, or I'm just going to not have it for a few weeks and then I'll be able to eat it again. because this goal that I have, like say right now, like losing weight, is more important to me than the instant gratification of like eating this one snack. So copy paste that into whatever area of your life that it's in, but maybe right now you're like to spend your free time after work uh watching a show, which I'm a TV enjoyer, you know me, if you know me. So I'm not saying don't do that, but maybe you're like, I really wanted to finish writing the short story that I've been working on for 5 months. So every day after work, before I watch my show, I'm going to do 20 to 30 minutes of writing. And it can be these smaller pieces too, so that when you go to actually execute, it's not as overwhelming, excuse me. Because we also have the Four of Wands that came out. So we're really, that forward motion, that action, that foundation, we're really building up this successful environment for ourselves. So we're taking that momentum that we have and we're actually applying it to the right avenues, you know? And then that kind of feeds into the system of feeling inspired to keep moving, because then we start to see like, oh, this thing paid off, this thing paid off. And then we start to feel more excited and empowered and like, oh yes, I do have what it takes to get to this point in time, or this final objective. There's a lot in my mind about just really thinking a lot about goals, like being in your head about things that you want to bring into the real world. And if there's maybe even a daily practice that you can take on to help you remember. Recently, you know, I've been doing a lot more active journaling every single day, even if it's just brain dumps at the beginning of my day, like getting out whatever is in there from the night, the day before, just getting it all out, and then being able to look at my day and say, okay, what's realistically in front of me today? Okay, I have to go into work for these hours. Then what can I do in these hours that are remaining? Outside of, you know, being a person as well and doing what I have to do, being a pet owner, you know, there's always times that I'm taking my animals out. She just came in here as I said that. And feeding them. And then also I have to feed myself, which is a whole other thing, especially when you're health conscious, you know? So make time for yourself is something that I'm hearing, and make time to know yourself a little bit more, so that when you are wondering like, how do I get this thing done, you can come to that conclusion a little bit better. So we're going to pull some Prism Oracle cards and just see what is some of the energy around this. Focus is really important, and maybe if you have an accountability person that can help you stay focused, where they text you once a day and they're like, I hope you got this thing done. My friends and I have been using this app Finch, and that's really cool because you can add people like as encouragement or accountability buddies. So for one of them, drinking water, like if I haven't checked that I've done it a bunch during the day, someone will send me like a little nudge, like you can do it, you know? And I'm not really, if you know me, like I love my phone, but I'm not really a digital consumer in the sense that I usually can use apps like that. Like I'll get an app and then just forget about it. Unless it's like my gym app for going into the gym. But if you can find things like that that help you to reach your goals, I think it's really good because it is a tool that's always with us. One that I would be great for me is like tracking my food, but that's a different story. So we have Literal Success came out, right? So we got this awesome orange color and this rainbow and this sun. So everything is going to work out, you know, and thinking about things, especially like this, like strategically, and observationally, it helps us to feel like we can get success more easily as well. Like we can make a list, right? Like we could actually literally go and say, these are all the things I need to do to complete this goal. And then it becomes more achievable, right? Because even if the tasks on the list are hard, it's like, oh, now there's 5 steps I can take, and then I've achieved this goal. So, you know, even if it's like one of them is raising $100,000, well, at least you can start. You can put $1 away tomorrow, and that's still like a long way to go, but at least you know what are the things that are going to get you to where you really want to be. So in May, you're just like speed running a goal or like an objective that you have in mind. Like you're working for that, and you're staying in the headspace of like, I can do this. And hunger came out. That's funny. And it's yellow. So you're like hungry to achieve this, this void space there in the middle is just like you being locked in and like canceling out the noise. You can't see, but it's tiny little dots. So kind of like noise on a TV. See what I did there? But like you're blocking out the noise and you're staying in this centered space because you really want this goal. Like you want to achieve this thing. And that's making you really just eye on the prize. So May is a good time for that. And yeah, I'm excited to go a little more in depth for all your signs and different things for readings for the month of May. But I hope you guys are having a good start to your Taurus season. And I will see you very soon for another video. I hope you have a happy Friday, whatever Friday that this finds you.